Let me give you an example. For a start, President Bio and I met a call. He called me and
Thank you.
down. Within 30 minutes, we met. And the question was, we have an impasse after the elections. How do we resolve this impasse? And what was the impasse? Number one, the parliamentary boycott. APC say no parliamentarian for go to parliament. Not just so.
Right.
So boycotted. It was an open parliament. APC was not there. Number two, local council representatives, the councillors, the mayors, and the chairman did not take up their seats. And you cannot run a government singly, not a one-party state with a back. You cannot. So, under pressure also from the international community, we agree, say, let that be an impasse.
Dr. Samura,
how do we stop?
You just said something. So the international community was the reasoning behind you meeting Madabio. The pressure from the international community.
They also had their own concerns. You understand? I did not talk to them. I did not speak to them. Me meeting with Madabio, then I was, mind you, I had two positions.
Right.
I was the flag bearer and presidential candidate of the party for that election.
Yeah.
I have a solid responsibility, a leadership responsibility, to protect the votes of the people.
Okay.
To follow the cries of the people.
Absolutely.
Okay. Then, after that, I was also the leader of the party.
Yes.
That's why, after our discussions, I told the president, Bill, I said, look, I represent a political party, you know that. I said, as of today, we are opposite directions. On the right, you are there. All you want is to sustain your position, consolidate your position, irrespective of how you gain power. We on the other side are saying, we were hoodwinked. The elections were stolen. I want to strengthen that view because we asked for disaggregated results, they were never produced. And all of these were put in the agreement for national unity.
Absolutely.
After our discussion, I came straight to the party.
Thank you.
I went to the party, went to Makeni, at a meeting chaired by President Nkrumah. The party approved. Okay? They gave me the fiat to continue. After the party approved, we came to Freetown, a NAC meeting, where the second highest body, National Advisory Committee, was called. They also endorsed. It was against that background.
Endorsed the rerun?
Yes. No, not the rerun. They endorsed the dialogue.
The dialogue force. Okay. We're getting there.
The dialogue process.
Okay.
So it was against that even the NAC itself also chose those who represent the party at the dialogue. That's how we had the 9 people who represented us at the dialogue. Went to the dialogue, mediated dialogue. Then we had an agreement, which was all signed by all the parties with the international community. It is against that we had a tripartite committee. And this committee also went to NAC. NAC also approved membership of that committee, which was chaired by Dr. Mara, supported by Dr. Richard Conte, Petito. We have the women's representative. We have the youth representative. We have a legal representation. Okay. So we had all of this. Now, this committee came with a result, with a report. We saw that report. You get consensual areas, you get divergent areas, then you also
right.
get...
I wonder if we can, Doc, sorry for putting you off there, because before we delve into, like, you know, waiting come out of these recommendations and things like that, I wonder if I should kind of like ask a quick question, because, you know, like, you meeting Madabio has created this whole, I don't know, lie, conspiracies or true, say you sold out right from them. But the question where I will ask you, Meet Madabio, has it compromised democracy or the fight for electoral justice by any means?
Or the rerun elections?
It hasn't. If it had compromised, then we never have had a dialogue across party.
Talk Creator side. That me one listen. Talk Creator side.
Yeah.
If maybe non-compromise or maybe non-compromise democracy, you know, for agree for law get a dialogue. Then on top of this dialogue, party dialogue, you say we want referendum for they with we. I wouldn't have referendum, now the international people there.
So, I don't want to drag this. The international community, did you by any chance recommend to anyone that like during the dialogue, the international community should not be involved in or participate in that dialogue?
No. We agreed. When we agreed, say we get a dialogue, now we say, but now we get problems with trust. Let we get mediators then. In these mediators, now they will come agree and say, let there be international mediators. These mediators this whole dialogue was facilitated by the Commission for Peace in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
I must give them thanks. They facilitated. But the true mediators were the AU, ECOWAS, the Commonwealth, and of course, we get
European Union.
Even the ambassadors there, the Americans, they were on the side.
Yes.
On hands. The US ambassador did say you cannot, because when everyone kind of like gets drilled there for mediate it or be the chairman.
Ambassador Reimer
did say that. Ambassador Reimer did say you cannot be a player and a referee at the same time.
Yes. The issue about Julde had come up before this particular initiative took place.
Right.
It came on July Gawan. Now, when the president go na state na parliament, in the state address, he said, "I'm going to set up an electoral review committee."
Yeah.
Now you ask your question: why did he do that? That initiative,
the player and the referee.
Yeah. From the 2023 elections, something went wrong.
Yeah.
You can make that assumption. Let's just write a conclusion. If something was never wrong, if everything was democratically pursued, probably enough for set up that committee.
Absolutely.
Now, when we come out to this cross-party committee, I think I seemingly killed that initiative we announced the parliament. So it was overtaken. But this one now, it was a multiple representative type of initiative where the opposition party was there, the government party was there, and the international mediators were there. That's the difference.
Yeah, Doc, what you go say to them people that we say the APC not for even negotiate with SLPP because the APC knows they win the election? Why the APC as a party, everybody, the executive, everybody agree for even negotiate?
Yes, that is an option. That is, whenever elections don't done, the results are disputed. There are various resolution mechanisms we will take. One, it will say they go to court. We did not go to court for obvious reasons.
Right.
The time was short, and two, results not been there.
Right.
So you go to court and go ask where your documentation.
Right.
We not get documentation.
What do you tender?
Yeah, they don't just throw it. That's one. The other part will say, okay, we do not deny we vote. What did happen? Low jump in the street.
Thank you.
You understand? Low jump in the street. But the question there is, when they jump in the street against a wounded lion, that lion, they may let you so. We have seen tracks of what happened in previous protests. In a country where then they allow protests as part of democratic process, you can do it. When the policeman there, they protect you.
Right.
They protest peacefully with your banners.
Yes.
He can do it for you for as long as it takes until your views are heard.
Right.
And the position is taken.
Thank you.
But I can't see that's happening in Sierra Leone.
So to that point, Doc, the reason I asked that question, because this was a unanimous that the APC as a party agreed for going to the negotiations. Not so you want to make that decision there.
It is a party agreement. It is a party agreement. And even when I talked to the president during the discussion, 30 minutes, I tell him, say, all what you don't discuss, so as far as me concerned, they are done on what is normally called negotiations at referendum basis, which means that I agree in principle, but I have to refer to my principles.
Yes.
That's exactly what I did.
And that
if I go to it, then we say no.
No, no protest. So, right. So you say the APC as a party, when we come together and say, now we go protest this, ready to tolerate it, then everybody for their God, no so?
Exactly. Or whatever action they before take. Sometimes forget other initiative. What should have been a party. But even this one who don't take so, that's what makes it historic. Now, historical, this killer initiative. No country, many countries don't ever go through this route. And that's why we should be fair to everybody who participate, who support this process. If there is seeming peace today in Sierra Leone, now because of this dialogue process.
And Dr. on that front, with the seeming peace that we have, maybe this is what is preventing the international partner there. Now they say, you know what, team? They get peace. This they don't move on. Dr. Samura Kamara, they ask for a rerun, but the peace where they, but no, everything is okay in the country. What do you say to that?
Well, I think say about judgment on their part. Because then they teach you about conflict resolution, mediation.
Okay.
No, so mediation are part of it is the most peaceful weapon, the most effective weapon. When you go to court to say you're either right or you are wrong, but you know they heal. Court's not a heal. In mediation, you the heal. In a simple protest, public protest, you don't know the reaction of the government. They might unleash force against you. And secondly, if they don't do it directly, they might do it indirectly. When you don't lead a protest, you be careful. It's like leading a civil war. You know when you start, but you don't know how it will go. You don't know how it will go. They might plan people against you. But let become rowdy, let become lethal. So with all of these considerations, especially what don't happen August 10 in Sierra Leone, and prior to that, what happened to win a party office? During the campaign, what happened to me in Kono? What happened to me in Pujeung? What happened to me? I was coming from the United States.